What's good, y'all? Had this idea pop into my head not too long ago, so I said I might as well do a video on it. And here we are. As you can see, got the Hokage mountain right behind me. And we're gonna be ranking these ladies and gents. From best to worst, or vice versa, from worst to best. Yeah, I'm doing from worst to best. Might as well get into it, man. You only see these five because these are the only ones we're going to be ranking because I'm trying to stay inside of Shippuden. Obviously, I know that Naruto and Kakashi become Hokage. But in Shippuden, you don't really see them do much as Hokage. So you can't really judge them as a Hokage when you didn't see them do anything. So we're going to be keeping them off this rankings today. So I'm going to get straight into it, man. Without a doubt, the worst Hokage of all time is Tsunade. You guessed it. It's not a surprise here. She is by far the worst Hokage of all time. I don't even know where to begin. Like, she's the weakest for one. She's the weakest Hokage of all time. Point blank. Period. It's not a discussion. All the other Hokages you see up there, mock them. Easy work. So that's one. She's a legendary Sony. That's like her big thing, but she's the worst out of them as well. So I mean, I don't know what you. She basically you had to force her to be Hokage. She didn't want to be it. They wanted Jiraiya to be it. So she didn't actually take on those. I mean, I guess you have to give her credit for it because she did it at the end of the day, but still, man, they had to force it upon her. She didn't want to do it, so that's points knocked off from her. Also, all the other Hokage you see, all of their disciples are fire. Hashirama, the first Hokage, he installed the Wheel of Fire on literally all of Shinobi. Well, not all of Shinobi's, but the whole Konoha, the whole Leaf Village. Everybody looks to him as that dude because he set the standard for the Wheel of Fire, which they live on to this day. So all of his, I mean, you can really say all of the Shinobi after him are his disciples. So he has that. Tobirama, his disciple was Sarutobi. He's an OG legend by himself. Then you go down to Sarutobi. His disciples was the legendary Sony. So who does Tsunade have? And then you get Minato. He has Kakashi, Obito, and Rin. All of these disciples that they've had became like bigger and better ninjas. What about Tsunade? She has Sakura as her disciple. The worst character in Naruto. Well, I ain't gonna go that far, but man, she in the top 3 worst characters of Naruto. I'm sorry, that's just where I'm at. Like, I don't know what you want me to tell you, but yeah, Tsunade don't really have a good resume when it comes to her disciples. She only got Sakura. I don't really know who else she has that she like left a mark on. Sakura's the only person I can think of, and that's not someone you would want to hype up because she is the worst to me. But yeah. Then you go to the village. You supposed to be Hokage. She's supposed to be Hokage, right? Pain roll up to the village, doing whatever he want. I mean, just murking everybody in the village. And Tsunade, Pain rolls up on Tsunade, and Tsunade talking about, Naruto, where are you? Bitch, you the Hokage. What kind of crap is that? What in the world? How you gonna call for Naruto, this child? I understand he's strong and I understand everybody need help. Don't get me wrong. I understand all that. But how are you the Hokage? This man rolls up on your village while you're the reigning Hokage, and then you looking for this child's help, talking about, hurry up, Naruto, where are you? Man, miss me with that crap. She is the worst, without a doubt. Bottom of the barrel, dumpster fire, hot garbage, just straight trash. I think I spent too much time on her, letting y'all know how trash she is. But yeah, she's number 5, and she's all the way over there. So that's Tsunade. For the people who don't know, she's hot garbage. Don't look forward to her. Number 4, it starts to get kind of interesting here because, I mean, you can really, when you like actually break down what Hokage is, it's kind of tough to judge all of these next 4. But I'm gonna do the best I can. I'm gonna have to put Sarutobi at number 4, man. I'm sorry, I have to. I understand he's strong. He's one of the stronger ones, to tell you the truth. He was the disciple of the Lord Second, Tobirama. But for me, he's just too much of a pushover for me, for him to be Hokage. I can't really. He let too many things slide, man. That whole Danzo thing, he could have nipped all of that in the bud, bro. From the jump, he could have nipped all of that in the bud, but he. It's really hard to stomach how good Sarutobi could have been on this list, but he let too many things pass, dog, and I can't ignore that. I understand he didn't realize that Danzo was trying to take out the whole Uchiha clan. I understand Danzo went behind his back and did that, but Danzo was like leaving breadcrumbs to show his disgust with the Uchiha, and I feel like Sarutobi should have jumped on that and let him know. Not necessarily tried to kill him or whatever, but kind of had a watch on him so he wouldn't do something that drastic. And at the end of the day, I mean, you don't really see Sarutobi do a lot. He does more than Tsunade. I understand that, and he does more than Minato as well, which is, we're going to talk about him a little bit farther on the list. But you do see Sarutobi do a little bit. I'm not going to lie. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that. But he does a little bit. But it's not really all him when he does that. Like with him defending the village against the Nine Tails, he didn't do that. I mean, at the end of the day, Minato had to end up selling him. So he don't really get the credit for the Nine Tails. The only credit you really get from me is when Orochimaru attacked the village. So Sarutobi, I mean, that was big time. So you got to give him credit for that. That was big time. Orochimaru was able to bring back the first and the second. So, that's another thing. That's a whole nother discussion. But yeah, Sarutobi, you get a little bit of credit from me. You're just too much of a pushover for me to have you a little bit higher on this Hokage list. So he's number 4. Sarutobi's number 4. Tsunade's number 5. Number 3 is pretty hard right now. It really is. Probably should have thought this over a little bit before I decided to jump on this. But I think at number 3, I'm gonna have to put Tobirama. I have to put Tobirama at number 3, only because when you hear Itachi tell Naruto what a Hokage is, Tobirama is the spitting image of the opposite of what Itachi was talking about. Because, I mean, he's not acknowledged by all of the Uchiha. Well, yeah, he's not acknowledged by all of the Uchiha clan because Tobirama alienated that whole village. How you gonna expect to be Hokage and these people in your village, you're gonna alienate that whole clan? What is that about? So, I mean, that's a real knock on him. So he wasn't acknowledged by the village because that's what Itachi, who's really the goat of the show, he breaks down what a Hokage is, and he enlightens us to let us know that you have to be acknowledged by all of the village before you can become Hokage. become Hokage to get acknowledged. You have to be acknowledged by the village before you can become Hokage. And that's not what Tobirama embodied, because he literally alienated a whole clan from the village. That's supposed to be your people, and your brother is telling you, hey, these dudes cool, listen to me, I'm telling you they good. And Tobirama like, nah, my nigga, forget what you talking about, y'all gone. So that's ridiculous. If it wasn't for that, he would definitely be higher up on the list, because he did do a lot for the village. He created the whole school system thing, the whole tuning, like all of that. That's all Tobirama. So I mean, he literally, that's huge. That's like a staple point of the Leaf Village. That whole tuning, the academy, the Jonin, that whole ranking system, all that. That's fire. So that's a big mark for Tobirama. So it was hard for me to put him here, but that whole alienating the village, nah, you can't be higher up on the list if you straight up ignoring, not even ignoring, discriminating against like a third of the village. So nah, you can't be higher up. So you at number 3, Tobirama. So far we got Tsunade at number 5, Sarutobi at number 4, Tobirama at number 3. Number 2 might come as a surprise to you, might not. Minato, he's number 2 to me, and out of these Hokages, his reign as Hokage was cut short, so you don't really see a lot of him as you don't really see a lot of these as Hokage, to tell you the truth, but it's for us to understand that Minato had a short reign as Hokage. But the things he did as Hokage, yeah, that's big time. And he was acknowledged by the village as well. So that's why he's ahead of Tobirama, because not only did he have feats that he did, but he was also acknowledged by the village, all of the village. So that's why he's a little bit ahead of Tobirama. But just to get into a little bit of Minato, I mean, this man was literally defeating armies by himself. Like, that's ridiculous, bro. That's crazy. I think one time he beat what was it, 1,000 troops by himself. Man, what are we talking about? That's ridiculous to even think about. Also, like, he had a reputation. What was it? They said if you see him like on site, you just supposed to know to retreat, because it's pointless for you to go up against him. That's crazy. Like, on site, you see this man, we got a bucket. Come on, bro. That boy cold-blooded. That boy is cold-blooded. Oh my goodness. But yeah, man, that's just a little bit. I mean, I understand he didn't really do a lot, like, for the few. Well, he did save the village, obviously, against the Nine Tails. That's also something else that he did. When they attacked, like I was saying before, when Sarutobi kind of defended the Leaf Village from the Nine Tails, that was really a lot of the fourth. You have to give a lot of the credit to the fourth, because he was ultimately the one to seal the Nine Tails away while fighting Toby at the same time. What are we talking about, bro? Like, oh my goodness, that he's legit, man. But yeah, I mean, he protected the village. One of the strongest out of these Hokages. So he's at number 2 for me. But there can only be one, and that is obviously Hashirama, the first Hokage and the best Hokage. Period, bruh. Like, the things he created the Leaf Village. Him and Madara, but still, he created the Leaf Village. There would be none of this if it wasn't for Hashirama. Shout out Hashirama. So yeah, he obviously created the whole Leaf Village. He created the Wheel of Fire, like I was saying. That's kind of that embodies what the people of the Leaf kind of strive for, to have that Wheel of Power. And yeah, man, he's probably the strongest. He's top 5. He's top 5 strongest shinobi of all time, in my opinion. In Shippuden, I mean, I understand stuff gets ridiculous, but in Shippuden, man, he's top 5 for sure. Like, he was single-handedly serving up Madara. Like, that should tell you all you need to know. But yeah, man, created the Leaf Village, created the kind of like Mamba mentality for the Leaf with the Wheel of Fire. So yeah, man, he's pretty much the GOAT for me. Hashirama's that dude. He's a very kind soul. He's very forgiving, and I like that aspect about him. Obviously, he gets it from Naruto, but Naruto gets that kind of aspect of his personality from Hashirama. I understand he's not related to him or anything, but we know he's kind of like the reincarnation of Ashura. One of them, and Hashirama is also a reincarnation of him as well. But yeah, man, I love that aspect about him. But he will get the job done when he has to, like when he had to serve up Madara. Madara wasn't thinking like he was going. Madara basically was thinking Hashirama was never gonna kill him. Hashirama was like, "Look, bro, I told you once, I haven't told you twice. You come up in my village again, bro, it's over with. It's over with." And that's exactly what he did, bro. Shout out to Hashirama for putting his foot down and actually ending Madara. So yeah, man, Hashirama's the GOAT to me. So that's what I got. Tsunade at number 5, the absolute worst Hokage. Sarutobi at number 4. Boy, that 3 and 2 is very difficult. It really is, but I gotta put Tobirama at number 3. Like I said, it's mainly because of the whole Chiha thing. If it wasn't for that, I think he would be number 2. Yeah, you would probably have to put him at number 2 just because his reign as Hokage and the things he accomplished kind of set what the Leaf Village is truly about. So yeah, I gotta put him at number 3 though, because you just can't do that to your own kind. Pretty much races out there. So he's at number 3. Number 2, Minato, the yellow Flash. That nigga's fire. Minato's a dope character. I wish we would have got a little bit more of him, kind of like I wish we would have got a little bit more of Itachi. Even though we get much more Itachi than we get Minato. But yeah, Minato's dope. One of the strongest. Protected his village. He's dope character. But at number 1, I got Hashirama, man. Hashirama's that guy. He's the founder of the Leaf, well, co-founder of the Leaf Village. I gotta give credit to Madara, man. Madara is that dude too. So you gotta give credit to Madara, but we know what time it is. Hashirama's that guy. He was the muscle first Hokage. I mean, Wheel of Fire. What more do you want me to say about the man? So that's my top 5 list, man. If y'all got a top 5 list, y'all can leave it down in the comments below. But until next time, we out this thing, man.